reason for that could be that these guys are both the favorites to come top of the group, arguably. So is it true? Are you guys nervous?
I'm not nervous, but I know it's an important match, so I'm just going to focus.
I think the same. I'm not nervous at all. I guess this match is really important to keep the confidence, and yes, I will stay focused and try my best to get him.
All right, and we've seen these two players meet quite a few times in Intel Extreme Masters tournaments previously. So just the question is, Avik, what do you hate about playing strenx the most?
It's LG.
All right, that answer could have been predicted. And what about for you, strenx?
It's working.
All right, and so will you be playing all LG?
Aha, good question. You will see.
All right, so I guess we're going to find out if strenx will be using the advantage of his LG. We're going to go over to Dennis now. These players are going to get set up on stage and we're going to get the match started.
Und da sind wir auch gleich mit am Start. Ja, diese beiden werden jetzt im Spiel der Gruppe B gegeneinander antreten. Ihr habt es gerade selber gehört. Es sind zwei der heißen Kandidaten für die Top 3. Also sie wollen natürlich weiterkommen in die Playoffs, in die Top 8 hier auf den Intel Extreme Masters. Und diese beiden Jungs holen wir jetzt hoch. Und da haben wir den Bilde Avik auf dem Intel Extreme Masters oft gesehen. Immer wieder einer der Jungs, die es schaffen können. Auf der anderen Seite haben wir strenx mit am Start, ja, nicht irritieren lassen. Auch immer wieder ein heißer Kandidat. Wir sehen ihn jedes Mal wieder auf den Extreme Masters. Einer der Jungs, die es auf jeden Fall packen können. Ich wünsche den beiden Jungs viel Glück, viel Spaß und hoffentlich 3 spannende Maps hier in diesem Spiel der Gruppe B.
Strenx already off with a good start with that Mega and will be able to set up. However, Avik on the other hand managed to get himself onto the yellows, but he finds himself in a bit of a hard place there as he will have to evacuate the dance floor, so to speak, because the height advantage is really an issue when you're being LG'd, like you said earlier on.
And no, I think Avik made a great read there. He knew that strenx would get the mega health and not come up the obvious way to return to the center of the map. Instead, he took the back route through the 5 health hallway and came with the jump pad. But Avik read this and got positioned with lightning gun to intercept strenx there about 5 seconds ahead of time. Let's let Avik do a little bit of extra damage and put him in good position to get the mega health, which he just did. So now strenx and Avik both know that the red armor is coming up in a few seconds. Strenx and Avik both have a pretty close health advantage. Strenx moves over the lightning gun. Avik knows this is probably a bad time to engage, but he does so anyway. He knows he can fall back on the upper yellow armor if it were up. It'll be up pretty soon, I think. Strenx never manages to get the red armor. This puts him in a pretty good position for the next mega health. Avik does get the top yellow armor. He's still a little bit weaker than strenx. Let's see, what is strenx doing right now? Strenx is camping around the mega health area. He knows it's coming up soon and he gets it. This puts him in a really good position.
Delaying it slightly to get the timing off on the Avik side of things.
Sure, Avik's not in sight. He can't get the exact timing now. So what is Avik doing? Avik is looking to do a little damage in the center of the map.
Possibly get the red.
Red armor's up. Both players probably want a piece of that, especially Avik, because strenx is full stack. Strenx is doing the right thing right here. He's keeping Avik contained. He's doing some good initial rocket damage, and he's maintaining control of the center of the map. He's not making the mistake to fall down and get the red right away, and it pays off. Avik probably assumed that strenx jumped down to get the red at that point. Strenx didn't. Probably read Avik's assumption that strenx was jumping down to get the red, and instead cut him off at the corner as he came back around and did a perfect rocket bounce and finished him off. Got a very clean kill. Got the mega health, got the red, and he knows the time of the 2 yellows.
He's in full control so far as, you know, the armor is slightly on the low side of things, but Avik managed to get a couple rockets in. But if you look on the side of Avik, 100 health, doing good, getting those shards as well, but he's really trying to stay on the fringes so far and try and control the yellows, as you should, as the red is going to come up with the mega right behind it. And the mega
looks like it'll go to strenx.
there you go.
Avic's doing not too bad. He's got a 250 hit point stack. He can't directly engage in the fight right now, but he certainly can vie for a minor item like a yellow armor. And it looks like he's going to show up about 10 seconds early to the red armor. That's a bit unfortunate. That gives strenx the chance to jump in. Avic gets a great rocket though. It gets away, prevents strenx from finishing off down below in that little lava pit. Strenx gets the red, and he has 13 seconds to make it back to the Mega and get set up for it. That gives him plenty of time. Avic, in the meantime, what's he hoping to do? Looks like he's creeping around the upper area near the Mega health. What, does strenx know he's doing that? Does strenx have the exact time on the Mega? We'll see in a second. Looks like he does. He gets it and tries the rocket jump. Avic's there, does a little bit of damage as he rocket jumps up. Kind of a goofy fight, doesn't see either player really doing decisive damage. But strenx comes out on top because he entered the fight with much more health, with much more armor. But he wasn't back in time for the red armor. That's a bit unfortunate.
As Avic does get control of it finally, and inches forward to getting control of the game possibly. And there's another yellow, nicely predicted by strenx as the rockets do fly in just in time with Avic going down slightly. But those shards are right there to being picked up with the additional health, and the Mega is going to come up. And either player can just pick their items. Now as strenx does come in here with the shaft, but does not opt to go for it.
Strenx a little bit late on the Mega health there. If he had been maybe a second or two earlier, he might have had enough time to finish Avic off with his shaft. Instead, Avic got the Mega health, did some damage, and got away. Now, both players know the red armor is coming up, and then the Mega health shortly thereafter. So if they take the risk of getting the red armor, they only have 6 seconds to book it to the Mega health. That leaves them kind of disadvantaged on an opponent who's set up properly. But right now, strenx has control of the middle of the map. Avic doesn't know exactly which entrance he's guarding. He's being a little bit sneaky. He's dropping down to the red to get it, so he's fully stacked with this Mega coming up. Now strenx decides probably wisely not to push it on Avic there with only 3 seconds to rush to the Mega health. He's still in a good position. He's got the upper map. He's got control of the center. He's thinking that Avic's going to come up from the jump pad, but instead Avic comes in kind of the longer route, going on the stairs, and this puts Avic now in the position that strenx was in just a few seconds ago, control of the center of the map. And he knows that the red's coming up in a second, and he gets it uncontested.
Indeed. Oh, as strenx does manage to get a couple of good rockets in as the shaft does come out. Can he manage to control it and force Avic back? It does look like it's going to be the case. Avic down to 94, rocket comes in, a little bit of splash, but it's going to be enough as the battle for the Mega continues on. As Avic did manage to pick it up and gets out of there firmly unscathed and gets that yellow to boot.
Yeah, it looked like Avic took a lot of unnecessary damage in that fight in the middle area. If he had been a bit more mindful of the Mega health's timing, he could have possibly positioned himself a little bit better for it a little bit earlier. Strenx looking good. He got both red and Mega. They're coming up at the same time now, and this puts Avic in the position of trying to get the one that strenx does not.
He does manage to be on the receiving side of a couple of those rockets and trying to deny the Mega once again.
Now we're in an interesting situation because Avic is positioned kind of between the Mega and the red, but strenx, if he reads this correctly, as he does, he can try to cut Avic off before he gets either of them, but unfortunately for strenx, Avic gets away pretty much unscathed. Looking, actually not actually, he hit a direct rocket, I'm mistaken, so he's about equal to strenx, but not as good position. He's kind of trapped in this lightning area. Strenx knows it, and he's going to do a direct rocket hit right there, and not take any damage himself. So strenx would only have 2 seconds to get to the red armor right now. He doesn't, and Avic gets it uncontested. He's trapped, and Avic might not have time to get to this Mega health, which is only coming up in 5 seconds now. But strenx himself is not, okay, it looks like he's finally moving in on it. Looking in good position for it.
Avic is trying to make a position as he's getting shafted into oblivion. Very low, the plasma does come out, forcing Avic back. And strenx should be able to pick it up, and there we go. Second frag just comes in. Superb play with that plasma, holding him down, suppressing him as much as he can. But can he get the third kill on the spawn? It does not look like it's going to be the case, but he does manage to maintain his control of the red, setting himself up to, continue to push on towards the Mega. Whether or not Avic can get the yellows right now and maybe boost up his health slightly is really what he needs to do. And he does manage to get to the fringes and get those yellows.
Yeah, I mean, you saw strenx get that kill with 100 health and 0 armor left near the Mega health, and it's pretty crucial that he didn't have, for instance, 20 health and 0 armor, because with that 100 health, it's kind of enough to prevent Avic from directly dropping down with the rockets and stealing the red, which still had about 5 seconds to spawn. Now we see Avic doing a kind of an aggressive rocket jump up to the top YA, and strenx intercepting him on the way. He does some great direct rocket damage. They're both extremely weak, just a few shaft cells away from one finishing the other. Not going to engage, not going to risk it right now. Looks like strenx is kind of in a little bit worse position, but Av3k is not going to get this red before the Mega.
And he's trying to tank up slightly, and strenx is armor-wise really in a good position now, and there are those 225s, and that will help a lot, to say the least.
It's looking great for Av3k right now. He's got 300 health. strenx only has, well, strenx is dead now.
Absolutely spot on with that shaft indeed, as Av3k managed to pull one frag out of that, and whether or not Av3k is going to get control right now is really a question. strenx is trying to suppress the middle area and continuing his domination of that red, but Av3k is not going to have any of that, as managed to get a couple of splashes in on the red. He may be able to pick it up and tie it all up once again. He does not manage to finish it.
Oh, wow.
Great play there. Absolutely good positioning from strenx.
Some great aggressive play by Av3k. But then he hit a direct rocket by strenx and couldn't finish the kill off because he whiffed a few rockets.
And then pushed back as well. Didn't really help him out.
Got knocked down, had to go through the teleporter to get back up, and then, the rocket jump, it was kind of a seesaw fight. strenx won kind of by luck. He had 8 health left and then picked up the Mega. That's kind of fortunate. We'll see how Av3k reacts to that. It looks like he's reacting well. He's got quite a bit of armor. Looks in pretty good position to contest this next Mega.
With 1 minute and 20 seconds to go, the score so far is 3-1. It's very, very slow game at the moment with a lot of tense action at the same time. 3-1, and the Mega is going to be picked up by Av3k once again. 184. His stack is all right, but a yellow is going to top it up nicely. And the red, he's in full control right now, and he has all the cards in his hands in order to push this in towards his general direction with 2 frags needed in order to tie it all up. And there we go, he's in the chase.
It's all up to Av3k now. He just has to hit enough shots here to finish off strenx and get the 2 kills he needs in the last minute, which can be quite tough in this map when we can play defensive. strenx hitting great rockets, doing a lot of damage to Av3k. Av3k gets the kill, but he's a little bit weak, and that might be decisive here. We'll see. It's going to be hard for Av3k to push in immediately for a kill. strenx to get the items a bit.
strenx in the meantime is taking the opportunity to tank up slightly and getting as much of it as he can, because he knows that Av3k is going to push. As there he shows his colors, 140 health with only 100 armor to go for it, and the first yellow is going to come up, and strenx will try to go for that in order to maintain his position. But here we go, it is a plus back right here as he runs away with 11 seconds to go. He needs to get away. He is running like crazy. He's from the shotgun out. Look at that.
He's playing quite well like a mouse right now. He's not committing too much to any one direction so that Av3k can't cut him off, and that does it.
Well played. Well played indeed. strenx 3-2 in favor, like you said, of strenx. We're going to be moving on towards Furious Heights and map number 2. So far, good play. Very, very interesting scores on this side. I would have expected a little bit more aggressive pushing from Av3k, but he just managed to do it far too late into the game, which is really what dictated everything. Right
I think, like I said, the decisive moment was that he didn't win that penultimate battle with more than enough health to make an immediate push. He had to get another round of Mega and red. With about 20 more seconds, maybe you would have had time to finish off strenx. Right. But as it wasn't good.
Chase kind of chase. As we'll be right back with round number 2. Furious Heights, it is round number 2. strenx versus Av3k. When we last left our heroes, it was 3-2 with a 1 map advantage for strenx. As we're getting ready to go on the way here, like you said, we had a lot of interesting play.
This is bad. It looks like strenx is locked.
It looked like somebody pulled out the Ethernet cable on one of the machines, and we'll have to quickly check whether or not that is what the problem is. In the meantime, though, we'll be right back and we'll see whether or not we can fix this issue. Oh wait, no, never mind. It was just a standard bug. Nothing to be worried about, I guess.
Yep.
Still, though, we have a lot of the predictions for the tournament show that most of the players that are expected to be in the top 3 are these 2 guys as well as Rafa. So, who do you reckon is going to be moving on in Group A in towards the semifinals, topping the group?
So Group A at this point, I would say if the matches come out as predicted, we're looking at making an immediate push to Mega. I'm not exactly sure how he read strenx's position off the start there, but his push paid off. I'm kind of surprised that happened.
Indeed he did, as strenx did manage to get the Mega out of that, but it was not enough. But it will hold his position. As Av3k playing extremely aggressive, but it does not pay off, as strenx is quickly on the rebound, making it a 1-1.
Strenx returns the favor.
Indeed he did. As,
I have no game sound.
Now we have no game sound here on the machines or on the stage. There we go.
Great.
Absolutely great. As there's the Mega, and strenx once again getting it. Let's see whether or not he can tie it up a little bit better than he did at the start of the match, as he is moving towards the red already. And it's coming up in that 5 minutes, and maybe he can delay it slightly in order to gain some control over Av3k. And there we go. There's that trying to delay, and there it is. The pickup is there, but whether or not Av3k heard that is a whole different question.
Yeah, I mean, that seesaw at the beginning of the map kind of favored strenx. He came out with 200-200, and Av3k was left kind of on the back foot. I'm not exactly sure how it happened, but oh, here we go. strenx reads Av3k's waiting on the yellow. Kind of a vulnerable position for Av3k, and it's not going to pay off.
So aggressive. Well, the tables have turned completely as strenx emulates Av3k's strategy from the beginning of the game and really turns it around and slapping him in his face with it. As strenx, well, good help. And there's that shaft as well. Can he finish off this battle with a couple of rockets? And he should be able to pick it up at this rate. And decides to have 16 health remaining. He should have been able to finish that one off.
Yeah, it looks like we got red coming up soon. strenx has a pretty easy red pickup, uncontested. Maybe Av3k is thinking to defend this Mega health, looks like he's trying to. Oh, not a great position to. This is not a position you want to be in. Unfortunately for strenx, he finishes off Av3k about a millisecond before this Mega health comes up. And with that, such as well control.
Slap in the face. strenx may be over for the spawn killer as well. Where are you? No. There you are. Nicely done.
And that gives strenx a pretty convincing lead. And again, it's with clean kills. So he still has a 350 hit point stack. Av3k has no significant weapons. Okay, strenx is letting Av3k get a rail right here. This could be decisive in the sense that in a couple minutes, if Av3k picks up a few yellows, hits a few rails, not sure how this is going to end here. It looks like Av3k is left a little bit weak. Only 100 points left. strenx is backing up, nevertheless.
And he is forced to go for the for the yellows. strenx does try to come in, and he picks up the red and whips out the rocket, and Av3k finds himself down 5-1. His opening was so strong, but it does not appear that he's been able to play that aggressive style that he wants to do. strenx is firmly in control at the moment, with both the, there we go, there it is again. strenx on the prowl, will be able to get this red at this rate, pushing Av3k down with the shaft. There's nothing he could have done there, and it's time for Av3k perhaps to go back to the drawing board and see what he can pull out of this. strenx once again gets himself a Mega.
I mean, right now I'm thinking back to the moment when Av3k grabbed the rail through strenx's allowance, but then kind of decided to rush in for a fight by the grenade launcher area instead of backing off, picking up a few yellows here and there, and hoping to get some cheeky rail shots off before possibly contesting a major item. And with strenx kind of hitting everything, and Av3k kind of running at him, this is not looking good for Av3k. I mean, he's put himself down at a 9-point deficit. For a 3-point deficit still, it would be a totally doable match for him. But it looks like he's not even trying at this point. It looks like he's going to concede the match 4 minutes in. That's not typical, but...
I wonder what's wrong.
I mean, I think he tried, and the fights didn't go his way. He got, destroyed by strenx's aim in a few crucial moments.
Yeah.